Are we close to see a condo market crash here in Manila, Philippines? That's what everybody is freaking out and talking about nowadays, that the ground zero, the final steps to getting close to a condo market recession is already here. Well, I'm here for 3 weeks and I'm going to give you my research and what I've learned about how the condo market works in Manila. And you'll be surprised about what I'm about to say in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Reza, and 3 weeks ago I was working as a real estate agent back in Canada. That one day I woke up and I said, enough is enough. And I basically got myself and my two kids one-way tickets to the Philippines, packed everything we ever owned, got rid of our home within 4 days, and now we're here for 3 weeks. As you can see, this is the view of my new office. About a week ago, we managed to secure ourselves a wonderful, beautiful condo here in Manila. And that was less than 2 weeks. We basically managed to get it for under $700 per month. So probably the noise of the background noise of all the airplanes and all the cars that are going by could be distracting, but I'm loving this basically new office. So just to give you a little bit of background, around 2008, 2009, we always have to go back to the history. If we want to know, if we want to do some analysis on any kind of a market, we have to see where it comes from. And around 2008, when recession happened, I went to Dubai and I lived there for 1 year. Myself and my buddy, we both rented two condos from two different owners. My homeowner owned 4 condos in total, and he was actually from Toronto, Canada as well. And almost 80% of his homes, all 4 homes, were mortgaged at the time. And he went through so much when the recession happened. He almost lost everything and he went back to Canada. My buddy's landlord, he was from UAE and he owned 60 units, 60. And I remember I met him once. We went for coffee and I told him, I can't imagine what you're going through. He said, what are you talking about? I said, because of recession. This is what happened to my landlord and he's basically giving up everything and he's going back. He said, yeah, in his case, but not mine. I said, how so? And he said, because I don't owe anything to anybody. I own all my 60 units paid off and I'm not selling. And that's why it doesn't bother me. Sure, a lot of people have left Dubai already. Some of my units are empty. All I have to do is just keep up with the maintenance fees and some property tax just to survive this. And about a year or two, everything goes back to normal. So that's exactly what's happening here. When you look at Canada's real estate market, only 35%, 34% of all homeowners, residential homeowners, their homes are paid off. Only 34% are mortgage free. Almost 65% of all homeowners in Canada, they have some sort of a mortgage to pay. Okay? Here in the Philippines, 85% of all homeowners are mortgage free and they have zero mortgage to pay to anybody. And the rest, the 15%, they're probably very high ranking, working for government long term, that they're able to do some sort of a mortgage. I don't even know if the mortgage system here is about 25 years the way, let's say, in Canada or United States is. Because all I hear is lease to own. If you want to buy a condo, you buy it for 7 years at 0 interest rate. And you pay a very low monthly fee of, like, let's say $500 a month. By the end of 7 years, you can pay it off cash or you can continue. That's when they can bring or implement an 8% or 12% interest rate for just the number of years. It's not even going to be 20 years. So until you're finally able to pay things back. So as you can see, based on the story that I said, The homeowners here in the Philippines, if they're not selling, they don't care what is going on, how soft the market is, how the builders are selling for less than 2 or 3, 4 years ago. So they're not selling, therefore it doesn't bother them what the price would be. They do say about 75, 76,000 empty units are right here sitting in Manila right now. But it doesn't, again, bring any concern to anyone because most are owned by investors, fully paid off. Some of them are from outside, and it is only meant for them when they come here. They have a roof on top of their head, they can stay. They don't want to rent it long term. They don't want to do Airbnb. There's a very small cost of maintenance fee. I don't even know how much property tax is here, but I can't imagine it's going to be a lot. So they can easily keep it empty for them, that when they come, if it's once a year, they can easily reside and have their families coming over. A lot of them have given access or keys to their family members here in the Philippines, if they're from the province or if they're from Manila. You see them all the time. The family members are coming here, enjoying all the beautiful amenities, and they just stay here for a day or two and they leave. So the purposes they have was not, when they made all these purchases by these Filipinos that were working abroad, it is not meant for investment. It is not meant for they buy today, they sell next year for double the price. That's exactly what everything was sold in Canada to people. The promise, the land of promise. Now everyone there is in trouble. So therefore, their reasoning to make these purchases was different, and it wasn't solely on investment. So now, if they are not selling, they keep everything empty, and they enjoy the units. So therefore, sure, if they say that majority of these buildings are empty, and you can actually see it at nighttime when you look up to the buildings, majority, almost 70% of all buildings, they have all the units, they have their lights off. That's when you know they only probably occupy 25 to 30%. But again, it does not bring any concern to the people that their main sole reason to purchase was not only for investment. In Canada, when COVID happened, government brought down the cost of borrowing, which is the interest rate, almost to zero. Plus prime for real estate, it came to almost 1.4%, 1.5% variable. And a lot of people basically borrowed money against the assets that they had. If they had a first home, they borrowed money against it as a second mortgage, and they used it as a down payment for their second home, and they paid overpriced. This is 2021, 2022, when everything was going as multiple offers and everyone was paying over the price, over value, and now they're all in trouble. The real estate market has dropped 20 to 30% in major cities in Canada, such as Toronto and Vancouver. The cost of borrowing from 1.4, 1.5% went all the way up to 6%. That's 300%, 400% increase within just a year and a half, 2 years. So as you can see, how much of a trouble everybody is in Western countries. I've heard the same thing regarding Australia, Britain, not so much United States. In the States, because they have 350 million people, it's a different story. But definitely in such a small countries, not in terms of land, but in terms of population, in Canada and Australia, things are very, very different. So back then, I remember if you bought a unit in 2019, 2020, pre-con for $600,000, now that it's closing time, basically appraisers are coming down from the banks to $450,000. So if you're closing your condo that you purchased a few years ago in Canada, you have to come up with hundreds of thousands of dollars at closing from your pocket, cash, just to be able to close the deals. So A lot of people are just giving up on their down payments, but that's where I'm going with this. You don't see it happening here because majority of the builders, they are very flexible. They're not relying on the government. That's the difference. In a country such as Canada, every system is relied on the government. If the government sneezes today, the whole country shakes up. If the government says that I want to raise the interest rate, the whole country shakes up. If they want to lower it, it's going to be different. But here, not a lot, nobody relies on the government. Everybody is on their own. That's what I love about here. It's very self-taken care of. So you talk to the people, nobody's waiting for the government here to come and help them. When it comes to healthcare, everyone is on their own. When it comes down to borrowing money from government, it's not available. Sorry. You got to work hard to be able to get what you want. So majority of all these condos are sold to Balikbayans, which means all the Filipinos that are citizens of other countries in Western countries, and after decades of working hard, they're now able to enjoy, save up money, and make purchases here, let's say in the city of Manila, and keep all of these condos empty for emergency time, for retirement time. They don't want to go back to the province as much. They basically want to just be here and enjoy life, have their relatives over, having given the access to their relatives from the Manila town, city, or from provinces for everybody to come here and enjoy. So if you ask me today, based on the research, based on all the talks that I have with condo owners here, because nobody's thinking of selling, everything is paid off. It's not bothering them. So there is no crash here. There is no recession regarding condo market here in the Philippines, unless you're a seller, unless you had the mindset of you buy today and you sell next year for way more. Yes, but majority of people here, it's not bothering them at all. So I just wanted to clarify that, and because I hear it all over social media, how the real estate market, condo market here, most likely in the city of Manila, is very stressed and going under. The crash is happening, the recession is happening. But once you talk to the homeowners, nobody even knows about any of this because they're not selling, and they don't even frankly need to rent. So even if it's low season, they're not renting. It's sitting empty just for themselves, for their enjoyments. So this was the research that I've done within the 3 weeks that I'm here. And again, it is not what we think it is. And it's very, very different than the real estate market back in Canada.